Your desires are promises. They are already yours. They are not separate from you. There is no gap, and there never was. It's not a question if you can have it or not. It's a done deal. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliette Cleary. I'm a manifestation coach helping you to quantum jump to your highest timeline. If you resonate with this message, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that bell icon. And if you would like to work together or you would like my free guide on how to quantum jump in 7 days, that's in the description box below for you, as well as the link to my meditation channel. Your desires are promises. So what would happen if you actually focused on your goals, your big vision and your big goals in this way, as being promised to you, being a done deal, the fact that you received this vision, this goal, this idea, this desire is because it's on your path, is because it's in your future, because it is you, it is for you, and it is promised to you. So instead of wanting something from lack, from need, from separation, that kind of third dimensional way of manifesting, that third dimensional consciousness, we want to rise above, raise our consciousness to this place of fulfillment in knowing it's a done deal already, choosing to know that. And it's not about trying to figure out how to make it happen and how to try and get it. Again, that's a lower level of consciousness. Instead of I want it, I have it. Instead of I want it, I am it. It's a promise. It's promised to me. It is a done deal, a foregone conclusion. When you elevate how you feel and you're in a higher frequency, a higher level of consciousness, you're no longer trying to create your reality from lack or from survival. You're creating from that creation mode. You're creating from fulfillment, from a higher state of consciousness, from a knowing state, from a playful, joyful state. And you can do this no matter where you're at in your life. Most people are actually not creating a new reality at all. They're trying to manifest to get away from a reality they don't like, as opposed to creating a new one and stepping into that expansion, into that vision, into that upgrade. You can't do both. So this is about starting to move into the expansion of you as opposed to, and your life, as opposed to trying to fix a life you don't like. So with manifestation, there's always this talk of the gap and really closing the gap between where you are and where you want to be, right? That gap, some people call it, the messy middle, whatever you want to label it as. What if there's no gap? Because I'm here to tell you that there is no gap. There is no gap. When you are in lack, fear, just a negative kind of mindset, a lower level of consciousness, like that third dimensional consciousness, when you're operating from that state, you experience the illusion of lack, the illusion of separation, the illusion of the gap. But the gap doesn't actually exist. Again, it's an illusion. When we elevate our consciousness and we start moving to that fifth dimensional consciousness, we see through the illusions. That is what's happening now in so many different ways, individually and collectively, at this time in our lives. There is no gap. There is no separation between you and what you want. So stop placing the gap there, because you're the one putting the gap there. That's it. That's it. You're the one placing the gap there. You can close it at any time. And like I said, when you raise your consciousness and you're coming from this place of fulfillment instead of lack, you will not experience separation or lack. It doesn't exist in the higher frequencies. Physical reality is a mirror you get back what you put out. So if you're continuously saying there's a gap I have to close, there's a gap I have to close, how do I close this gap? Then you're going to experience the like needing to close that gap. You're going to experience the illusion of the gap that you have created there, you have placed there. And that's going to be this kind of loop or cycle. And in any moment, you can choose the gap, to focus on the gap, or to focus on fulfillment in any way. Now let's go a little bit further. There is no separation. You are not separate from anything you want, which is why it's promised to you, which is why when you receive the download, when you receive the good feeling desire, when you receive your vision for your life, that is a done deal. It's already on your path. It's being given to you because it's yours. And you're not separate from it. Everything is happening in the same place at the same time. So think about anything, any place, any experience, any manifestation, any version of your life, even the future, everything is happening in the same place at the same time. There is only one moment in all of existence. And this is what quantum entanglement really shows us. It's not that we have the ability to affect a star. And if you don't know what quantum entanglement is, just give it a little Google search. But it's not that we have the ability to affect a star millions of miles away simultaneously, or we're able to heal someone across the planet simultaneously. It's that, and this is like trippy, it's that person that you're healing with energy and with love or whatever, because, you know, this happens, that person isn't actually literally across the globe. The star isn't actually millions of miles away. Now, we do have this physical experience where things seem to be in different places at different times to create the experience that we're having, to create a kind of time and space, an experience where it seems like you're moving through time, but it's actually an illusion. Everything is here and everything is now. Think about anything. Everything is here and everything is now, which means your desire must be here and now. So what the quantum entanglement shows us is that everything is happening in the same place at the same time. That is why, and we're just starting to tune into that, like tap into that with quantum physics and mechanics. But that is why you're able to heal that person from across the planet. You're able to raise the frequency of the planet, no matter where you are. You're able to affect a star millions of miles away instantaneously because it's here and now, just like you. It's not far away. It seems like it is, but it's not. And I want you to take that, like that trippy kind of concept and apply it to your goals, your visions, these versions of you that you're like, I know this version of me exists, because all versions of you exist. There are infinite versions of you and infinite parallel realities, infinite pasts, infinite futures, which are still happening here and now. I know, trippy. There are infinite potentials that you can tune into at any time. And when you're like, okay, I know there's a version of me who has this amount of abundance, or is living their passions, who's doing exactly what they want to do and creating abundance, or has lots of freedom or lots of time, or has an amazing relationship, or is maybe really happy, right? Really, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest, and that version of you exists here and now. It's something that you tap into and you connect to here and now. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, your 5 senses were designed to only show you. It acts as a filter. All right, your 5 senses act as a filter to only show you what you most believe is true and relevant for you right now. And as you expand And as you raise your frequency and as you become or be, as you be the new person that you really are, and you're not holding back anymore, and you're not buying into lies and beliefs and things that are just not you and not true for you, and you're being all of you, you're moving into your expansion and you're being this new person, you start to see new things. You start to get manifestations, but you're not manifesting anything. Your 5 senses are simply now revealing to you more of what is also here. So what if it's not about closing a gap to try and get something, but that there is no gap? There is no gap, and you acknowledging that and showing up to life in that way, and no longer placing your desires or goals or whatever outside of you, because there's literally nothing outside of you. It's a projection, right? Everything is actually happening within your consciousness. Again, same place at the same time, and it's happening within you. This is when the things just start flowing to you, coming to you, happening for you. You show up knowing it's a done deal and that it's on your path. And everything that's on the path right now, like everything that happens up until that manifestation or event or whatever, is on the path. Everything is actually on the path of the fulfillment of that desire. When I had a really big shift in 2020 into a completely new, more expanded, just like freeing, joyful, more abundant life, really the way that I closed that gap was by no longer talking about, acknowledging, affirming there's a gap to close, and simply living in fulfillment, simply following my happiness, simply showing up, being the new person, not trying to be, not acting as if, being the new person, moving with the natural flow, therefore raising my consciousness. I'm no longer talking about the gap. I'm no longer even talking about a gap in terms of all these things that I need to change and release, all these things that I need to fix or heal or get rid of, or fix. That was a big one. All these things I need to kind of fix and figure out and do all these processes and do all these things, right? Beliefs and all that stuff. And I'm living in that 5th dimensional kind of consciousness. I'm living in the fulfillment. I'm no longer affirming that. I'm no longer placing my attention, therefore my energy, into that. And then everything that I had received as a vision, as a desire, right? My big vision for my life, my desires, without even focusing upon them specifically, they started coming into my life one by one by one, one after the other, just like an avalanche of shifts and changes and huge transformations, because it was promised to me, because it was a done deal. I just needed to stop focusing on the separation and focusing upon, like, raising to that elevated level where I'm seeing there is no separation, there is no lack. Let me stop affirming it. Let me stop feeding that, giving my attention to that, and let me simply be my most elevated, expanded self, however that looks right now. And again, this year I've stepped into this even further, expanding. I'm such a different person, and I'm attracting more abundance, more opportunities, more money, more clients, and more freedom to do the things that I love, to be more creative, and to just do the things that I'm passionate about, and to have the time and the freedom to do that. And many other changes as well, huge changes. But that is what I've shifted into this year. Now, if you want to learn how to do this and how to easily apply this to your life, I will have a program coming soon. So make sure that you're on my mailing list by signing up for my free quantum jumping guide, or even signing up for the wait list in the description box below. I'm like beyond excited for what I have planned for my next programs. So my message to you is to stop fixing and to start focusing on expanding, to stop focusing on the problem, because problems are in the 3rd dimension. You may still have things that help you to grow and expand, even in the higher levels of consciousness, like the fifth dimension, the fifth dimensional consciousness. But you don't see them as problems, and therefore they don't act like problems. They act as things speeding you up to even more of what you want. Things helping you expand and giving you really, really positive outcomes. So instead of trying to fix things, focus on what am I expanding into? What do I want more of? Like really into this abundance mindset, not just with money, but with everything. More abundance of this and that, as opposed to I don't have this and I really need it and want it. It's already yours. It has been promised to you. Start to show up to your life, act and behave like you know that. Like you know, because I received the desire, it's a done deal. Let me trust in that and hold the conviction of that. Let me focus on expansion and therefore realize there is no gap and there never was. It's here and it's now and it's yours. Allow yourself to receive it. Okay, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did love it or like it or had some positive takeaway, let me know in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe. If you would like to work together, or you want to join the waitlist for my next program, or you want my free guide on quantum jumping, all of it's in the description box below for you. Have an amazing day. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.